It's Cosmic Chronicles, Starfinder. Hello, everyone. We are streaming Starfinder, and we are down a player tonight. So it is Tyler and Winston and Chad and Brian. But Kate
Hello.
is not here tonight.
Can you try not to sound so excited? I'm a little concerned about your enthusiasm levels about this game.
Well, you know, it's just because I'm planning to kill all of you, and I feel a little bad about it.
No, I don't
Damn.
believe you, because you would be much more excited.
You mean you're planning to kill our characters, right?
No.
I mean,
Us in real life.
Oh,
I mean,
BT Dubs, a package has been delivered to all of you.
I was gonna say I'm probably justified to be killed off, but I don't know about the rest of you.
IRL killed off?
my jealousy is extreme.
Yeah, I
He
mean, she was
flirts
pretty
with you
mad
too
earlier.
much. I won't have it. Don't you make eyes at him. I see you making eyes. You stop that.
I'm uncomfortable.
Winston, avert your eyes.
I actually am working on preparing a map, just in case we want to give our viewers a map, so my eyes are, consider them averted.
You should roll, Winston,
I don't want to.
but you should.
Fine.
Do it. Peer pressure.
You get to listen to it.
God damn it.
Licky.
Oh, I dropped it. I gotta do it again.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do
Well,
with you?
this is not exactly an efficient way to roll. Oh, I did it again. Did somebody hue a hue?
No?
Hmm.
Not yet.
Not yet. He resubbed.
I have no bits.
No bits, because you stopped buying bits so that you can buy new bricks for your...
It's for
God
charity.
damn it. Not even 8 minutes, Sarah?
I know about the bit war you had, Tyler. I've
was
been
for
informed.
charity. Don't
What-
judge
what
me.
about the biddies?
Tyler keeps spending his money on virtual bits instead of on brakes for his car.
But the biddies.
I was at the junkyard today, alright? I was searching through stuff. I got myself a new side mirror because someone broke mine.
I think brakes are more important, probably.
Ha! Shows what you know.
That's only if he wants to stop. If you don't want to stop, they're not that important.
My brakes
Oh my
are
God.
serviceable. The side mirror, I would just look in it and see like a black blob of nothing.
Fix your brakes. Fix your truck.
This week on Cosmic Chronicles.
This week on Cosmic Chronicles, we're not actually playing. We are literally all here just to shame Tyler.
Speak for
You guys
yourself.
want to see my cat?
Aw, Fruity!
Meow meow.
Daw. For the viewers who can't see, we are observing a squish face cat lying on the ground. She's adorable. Okay, are we ready to go, guys?
I mean, I'm ready to click some buttons.
All right, let's click
Except
some
for
buttons.
I have
Dice.
I have
Don't waste your good rolls. Look at that. You just wasted 2 good rolls.
no, but I have a dice that's stuck at the top of my screen. I'm trying to make it go away.
Okay, right click and then arrange dice.
Hey, it's gone. Look at that.
There you go.
Congratulations.
I figured out how to do things.
Yeah, you did.
Winston, did you just say Wonder where we play Star Chronicles?
Are you gonna start this game or anything? I don't know why you're latching onto that.
The game tonight is that I'm murdering all of these characters except Gritz because he's the only one that hasn't personally offended me tonight.
He'll just eat a large bolt and choke. He'll be fine.
I'll kill myself off.
You can't kill off Daddy Dragon, okay?
Try me. Okay, so last time on Cosmic Chronicles, you guys did some space things and returned a space fire elemental baby to its space fire elemental mother And yes, I am going to preface everything with the word space.
Where space is space.
Space. But you also couldn't get a hold of your benefactor, and you have decided that the best thing to do is, I guess, fly off in search of him. I think that was basically where we left it. You guys were taking off from the Burning Archipelago and heading for... Where are you guys going?
To be totally clear, I don't remember. I think we're headed to Castrovel, but
Wherever
Okay.
the benefactor was.
I
is
don't
where we
know.
headed.
I don't remember what decision we made. I know we got back to the ship. We dealt with the small potted plant. Poor Terwin. She had to part with
Been
her
a little
best
while.
friend. And I know I don't have to have that on the overlay anymore. I'm a little sad. And I remember that we decided to fly off in a gallant attempt to rescue our beloved benefactor. I just don't know how we were gonna do that.
I believe you all were heading to Castrovel.
Make it so. Have we like made the rolls to go to Castrovel, or we like?
I don't believe any rolls have been made to make it to Castrovel, so let's take a look at that. Where is my book? Oh, it's over there. Please hand it to me. Stop grabby handsing.
Josh, what's your line?
I have no idea what his line is.
If he's responding to the it even, that's like everybody does that.
Maybe Sarah
Okay,
talking about
it is 1d6 plus 2 days. So go ahead, pilot rat. That is not a d6.
Well, I thought you wanted a piloting check.
No, you don't have to make a piloting check. You just roll a 1d6 plus 2
Doesn't
because it's in system.
I thought a piloting check could reduce the number of days.
I think you have to roll your travel first.
There you go.
We're not
Okay.
going anywhere.
No, that's a
good.
good thing.
It's only going to take you guys 3 days to get to Castrovel.
Means we go speedy quick. Haha.
All right, you go speedy quick to Castrovel.
It's the only time that I can think where it was a good thing to roll a 1. Maybe on a percentile roll? I don't know.
I suppose. I guess it kind of depends on what the percentile roll is for.
Surprise butt sex?
In that case, yes, a low percentage would be preferable. Pilot rat, roll a percentage die for surprise butt sex.
Do I have to?
No. You
Please
can just
don't.
accept the butt sex.
Just let it happen.
Yes, you did just hear butt sex, Chad.
Walked out of the room and walked back into butt
Is-
sex.
Is that Twitch acceptable by terms and conditions?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Butt sex. Butt
Parental
sex.
advisory. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, I didn't
After
start
the
it this
fact.
time. Winston started it this time.
No, but you sure
Don't
kept
be
it
mad at
going.
me.
It's true. You literally had me roll for it.
He had a roll for butt sex? Wait, what?
We were discussing if a low roll, like the only other times a low roll would be good. And he said, I guess on a percentile. And I said, it depends on what the percentile roll is for. And he said, surprise butt sex. And I said, okay, roll a percentile for surprise butt sex. Which
Also,
he did.
A low
And we're
percentile
banned.
roll would be good for, like nuclear radiation, like that time that
Oh,
happened last time. we
Maybe.
played.
Maybe it would.
Do you have any personal experience with that, Tyler?
It's just kind of a feeling I have. It might not be a great thing to roll a 100 on percentile when you're standing in front
So
of
is that
nuclear
feeling
radiation.
your cells getting ripped apart by fragments of atoms as they slice through your very being?
It might be.
That's not a great feeling.
Yeah. If you guys will excuse me, I have to go puke and like pull out all my.
You already pulled out all your hair, Tyler.
I shaved all my hair on my head.
Well, that's your
Same
loss.
difference.
You shaved your long hair off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went like he did a total buzz.
Where have you been, man?
I'm not here apparently.
That was back in September.
Oh geez. Oh, you're always wearing a hat, so
Also,
Tyler permanently wears a hat. I'm pretty sure that Tyler wears a hat in the shower.
how'd you find out I'm a never nude?
We just knew it.
The soggy clothes you're always wearing gave it away.
Yep.
So Pilot Rat pilots the ship containing...
Pilot Rat pilots the ship.
Pilot Rat pilots the ship in the general direction of Castrovel. Blocks.
Okay, you do that. That happens. Ordinarily, I might introduce something like a random piece of space combat here, but I'm not going to, because Fantasy Grounds suck.
Well, did you roll a percentage for it? Or was that what I was rolling for? Was it not butt sex at all, but actually pirates?
You'll never know.
Could be both.
but pirates?
Oh, God.
The pirates could be after your booty.
This must be what dying feels like.
This is devolved.
We don't have any booty on this ship, I assure you.
That's a lot coming from Terowin.
I assume
Terowin's
Terowin has
slender.
thick thighs.
Terowin got that ass. She's a sexy drow assassin.
Bounty hunters.
And there goes the
I'm
clipstream.
sorry. Sexy drow bounty hunter.
Thank you.
So does
Look,
she
Tyler,
does
if
she
you-
hunt sexy drow? Or...
That's up to you. We did update your character portrait so that you are a woman.
I saw. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You womanly woman. Okay, what do you guys want to do when you get to Castrovel?
I'm in
What's-
favor of
what's
the
your
not
plan
surprise
here?
butt sex.
All right, surprise butt sex is off the table. It's not happening.
Aw.
I've removed it as DM with my DM privileges. It's not happening. What's your game plan?
Also, it's not a surprise.
You have about 3 days travel, so we can go ahead and skip that and just dump you guys right on Castrovel, or you can use the 3 days to plan what you want to do.
Only thing that I would particularly want to do when we get closer is once again try to hail our benefactor.
Okay. Anybody else? Does anyone else have anything that they want to do on the 3-day trip? You discuss things with other players or characters.
I
Have
want
a
to heal
plan
myself.
in mind. Okay, you do that.
Also, if anyone else is like injured, please come to the medical bay. That's like a general announcement.
Are you like using the ship's comms to announce
Yeah,
this?
I would do that.
Okay.
Or our magic space rocks?
Or your magic space rock.
We have
Either
comms.
or, really.
I think I'm okay.
I'll do both so there's an echo.
I had to look at the sheet. I couldn't remember what game this is. Am I broken or am I not? I'm not broken.
I'm sorry, did you think you were broken?
In certain spacefaring games, I am a degree of broken.
Do you mean bad broken or good broken?
The kind that happens when your ship gets shot with a missile.
I don't think that impacts Jay at all, to be honest.
I think Jay took some damage. Pretty
Y'all
sure.
did.
Pretty sure everybody took damage. Jay is not melting. His skin is not peeling off his body
Yeah,
as
like
he
we only have
wonders
2 people.
why his bones are growing tumors. But yeah, no.
We really only have 2 people we're concerned about in that other spacefaring game right now.
I'm only really
and
concerned
Jay's
about
not
one of
there.
them.
One of them is Dr. Kane, right?
No. we're just concerned about Hazel and maybe Zeph.
Pretty much just Hazel.
It's mostly Hazel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Zeph got blasted with radiation or anything.
No, I mean he did. We're just mostly concerned for Hazel.
You hear that, Josh?
Because Zeph's a mutant now.
Josh, we will riot if you kill Hazel. Okay, so you guys, anybody that needs healing can head to the medical bay. Tyler, I assume at this point you know which rolls to be making for your healing of yourself and others, I'm going to take the facial
Totally.
expression as a no.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
I think we were all healthy after the last encounter. Am I not correct? Did we heal up before? Maybe.
You can look on your character sheet to see if you have any damage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
Okay. I think Terowin took more than anyone else. So, god damn it, Josh, you stop that. Because I still see Terowin has 1 wound. Ergon looks good. Fisk looks good. Grits looks good. Is Thimble okay? I think Thimble had like a meltdown after Grits left.
Maybe.
He didn't take any wound, but like psychological damage, separation anxiety.
Is that a thing? Psychological damage for a robot?
I just pushed a button and he went to sleep after destroying an entire room.
That did happen. Also, he basically peed all over Ergon. I mean, it was oil, but still.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Yeah, if anybody's in need of healing, please come to the medical bay.
I think everybody ignores your comm.
It's
Fine.
just
Dude.
just Terowin that needs healing.
And I will.
I mean, I
make
need
a
some
medicine
mental
check.
healing from being peed on, but
So I think the DC is 25 because of the because we're in the med bay.
Yes. I'm gonna say you don't meet that check.
I will make a few more rolls as the days go on. I guess
Okay.
it doesn't matter because we heal over time anyway.
That's correct. You'll be fine by the time you reach Castroville.
I still want to try, damn it.
Okay. It's practice.
It's a matter of physician's pride.
You still fail.
Next time I'll get a 5.
You're getting gradually better each time. See?
and again better.
Well, at least those are my. Well, those are some garbage rolls out of the way.
There you go.
I already wasted mine, so
You wasted a 19.
I know. All because I was trying to get my dice to go away.
Yeah, all you have to do is right-click reset. Or right-click arrange.
Now that I know that,
You're welcome.
So when we get in range of Castroville,
You can hail at any point between... You don't have to be in range of Castroville. Like, you are in range to send messages.
when we get close to Castroville, with absolutely no regard for range of communications, let's say 20 hours out, I'm going to try and hail RL.
Okay. There's no answer.
I'm going to try again.
Okay. There's still no answer.
Cool. Well, I tried. I'm going back to my life of fixing ships and my space tow truck.
Okay, so you guys are about 20 hours out from Castroville. You have not made contact with Remuel.
Is there any way that we could contact someone else, like close to him, like his assistant or something?
You don't have any other channels to attempt to contact him on. He hasn't given you any other like numbers, essentially.
I'm gonna check the news.
Okay. Checking the news yields not a whole lot of information. There's still no update on who made the assassination attempt on Rogerio Labadon, the politician. And as of right now, the media is withholding any information about Rogerio for his own safety.
I guess that makes sense.
You also notice, are you doing like just galaxy-wide news, or are you looking specifically Castroville?
I would start specifically with Castroville.
Okay. Something else that you notice as you're trying to gather information is that the Formians have not officially declared war on the Lashunta, but forces are gathering and massing. and the Lashunta are preparing for what they assume is going to be an assault of some kind soon.
We had nothing to do with that, right?
I'm just telling you what's on the news, dude.
I'm gonna pretend we had nothing to do with that.
Is anyone else like? Are you doing this in the bridge?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Fisk, you also are party to this information, and then Grits and Ergon. I guess that depends on if you're hanging out in the bridge.
Uh,
I'm in my room.
I'm probably actually will be on the bridge.
Okay, so Ergon, Fisk, you also overhear there's not really an update on the politician, and that it looks like the Formians are massing armies and preparing to launch some kind of an attack, and the Lashunta are preparing defenses.
Noted.
Anything else you guys want to do?
I'm good.
Yep. Just
Okay.
gonna meet the benefactor.
I'm in
Okay.
agreement.
Fisk, where are you planning on landing?
Where did we depart from? I do not recall.
Like the last time you were at Castroville?
Yes.
The city of L.
Okay. And yeah. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. We're going to make for L.
Okay. So as you approach the port that you went, or the spaceport that you guys landed in last time, it looks like they have higher security right now, for obvious reasons. So the bridge lights up as you guys are coming in to land, and you hear L Spaceport Security. Please announce yourself and your intentions.
This is Fisk on the Idhani, and we're coming to land.
Do you have clearance to land here?
I'm requesting clearance to land here.
What is your business in L?
Well, we're returning. This is where we departed from. Don't you recognize the ship?
Lots of ships fly in and out of here every day.
But, you know, this ship in particular doesn't ring any bells to you?
Are you digging for something specific here, or are you trying to bluff?
Sure, I can try bluffing. I mean, I genuinely thought they would probably recognize this ship, since, you know, who we got it from. But yeah, sure, I'll bluff.
Well, it's not. I mean, for the sake of your character's knowledge, this isn't like he gave you a gold-plated ship that said Radurial Labadon on the side of it. Everything that he's been doing, including bringing you guys into the city of El, has been discreet because he knows that other people don't approve of what he's doing.
Right.
Your character knows that the ship isn't like, you know, spangled all over with ornate decorations in the name of a, you know, popular elven politician on the side of it. There's not a really good reason for anyone to recognize it. It's a standard ship. It's a nice ship, but it's not something that's particularly special.
Fair enough. Fisk still assumes that people know whose it is. So I think he still probably would have attempted that.
Okay. No, I don't recognize your ship. What is your business here?
like I said, when we were given the ship, this is where we departed from. We are bringing it back, but if we can't land it at this port anymore, we can go somewhere else.
Was this ship a rental?
I guess more of a loan?
All right. Send over your security codes.
I look around.
There are security codes on the dash.
Oh, okay. Then I do that.
It looks like there is a designated dock. Please proceed and wait for our security teams to frisk the ship.
Yeah, no, I told you my name was Fisk. What's the designated dock number?
He gives you the designated dock number. He pretends like he didn't hear anything else.
Okay. I take her in then.
Okay, so you do land at the dock, the same dock that you left from, which is the one that Remiel told you would basically be your home port for the vessel. I will say that you also remember, as you're pulling in, it kind of jogs your memory, that he said he wanted you guys to be careful coming in and out of here so as to not bring any undue attention to yourselves or to the ship.
Well, nailed it.
Don't you remember this ship? This great ship we have?
It's the best ship. Believe me, people tell me all the time. There isn't a faster ship in the galaxy. It's great.
So you pull into the hangar and land the Adhani. And as you do, you can see that there are a couple security teams coming in from doors on either side of the hangar. And there also seems to be kind of a scanning light from a couple of corners in the room that's kind of washing over the ship.
Grits, Ergon, some of the security guys are going to come on and check the ship or something. Don't, harass them or eat them.
Yeah, I would have joined everybody on the bridge by now.
Okay.
Then that comm is just for Ergon, and it contains nothing about eating.
Oh, okay. It's just a comm.
It's just a comm. It's
Yeah.
a ship-wide announcement, because I guess everybody but you... Well, I guess you and Dayada technically are on the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. So you do notice that the teams are all elves.
Astonishing. Elves on Castroville?
Well,
Who'd have thought?
this part of Castroville. You wouldn't find them in most of Castroville, actually.
Shows what I know. Okay, well then we land and shut down.
Okay. After the ship has been scanned, you hear some. Well, actually, you guys are all up in the bridge, so you wouldn't hear any knocking, but you do hear a buzzing tone from the cargo bay door.
I open it, and then I respond. We're all up on the bridge. Do you want us to come down to meet you, or stay where we are?
Stay where you are.
Okay. Click the comm off, and I let the door open.
Okay. Is everybody everybody's on the bridge?
Yeah, let's wait on the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Where is Dayada? Is Dayada with us, or is Dayada like...
Yeah, we'll say Dad on the bridge.
Okay.
Okay, so the ship is slowly and thoroughly checked out by a couple security teams of elves. They're being pretty methodical. It takes about an hour for them to finish, and you guys are waiting in the cockpit the whole time. And they do finally make it up to the bridge. One of them steps forward and says, "All right, state all of your names, please."
Okay, I'm Fisk.
Terrence.
What is your business here?
Well, like I said, we're bringing the ship back.
Then you intend to leave after you've dropped the ship off?
Probably. It kind of depends on if we get any more instructions from the guy we were working for.
Who are you working for?
What was the name he gave us?
Remiel.
He gave us Remiel, but his
I thought
actual
he-
name's Regiriel.
As far as I know.
Remiel?
Remiel who?
Did we get a last name?
Yup.
Can I make some kind of check to see if I remember it?
Do literally any of you take notes?
No.
What?
Mm-mm.
Notes? Come on.
Lord. Let me take a look at your character sheet and see what I would have you roll for, like, a memory check.
I've got notes here, but these are from a different game.
Can you use those notes?
Oh,
in
I
this
see
game?
which game you
Oh,
take
excuse
notes
me.
for.
Hang on, I might actually have some notes.
Okay. If you want to go for notes before I make him roll for, like, memory or whatever, you can do that.
Never mind. I don't know where my notes are.
Oh my god.
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
This isn't a test! You should know the name of your benefactor!
I will be.
Yeah. Reginald Labia. I don't... Something like that.
Lab.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Labadon. That's it. But that's his actual name.
Yeah, I think you guys might have an interesting time of it if you announce that you work for Regirio Labadon right now.
Which is why I'm trying to recall.
Okay. Let's just have you roll straight intelligence check. You're lucky that's high. Fisk, you remember that his last name is Leveron. Leveron.
Fisk thinks for a second and sprinkles his snout. It was Leveron.
Alright. The elf that has stepped forward types that into a pad that he's holding. Alright. He pulls up. It doesn't say anything about a continued contract, so where will you be heading?
Probably to try to talk to him. At the very least, to settle up. If he's got no more work for us, I guess we'll be on our way. But if he does, then I guess I'll have to make sure it's in the system.
Uh-huh. Where do you need to meet up with him?
I mean, honestly, we don't really know. He hasn't been answering our calls. We lost contact with him on the way back. We've been en route for about 3 days and haven't been able to raise him. We would probably have had him meet us here to avoid this confusion, but we haven't been able to get a hold of him.
So you've brought the ship here to return it, possibly to get paid. You can't actually get a hold of the person who hired you. You don't know where he is, where you'll be meeting him, how long you'll be here, or when you'll be leaving.
Yeah, you pretty much have the right of it.
You understand that L is on lockdown right now, do you not?
That wasn't really specifically mentioned, no.
We had an attempted assassination on one of our politicians. Entry and exit for non-elves is restricted right now.
Did your search turn anything up in our ship? Anything
No.
suspicious?
And the only reason you're still standing here and we haven't arrested you and dragged you away is because nothing was turned up. Unfortunately, I can't just overturn the rules that are handed down to me. It's restricted entry. I need to know everything about why you're here, who you're seeing, and when you're leaving, so that we can keep track of you.
Well,
Is it just elves or are drow included?
He looks at you and raises an eyebrow as if that's even a question. He doesn't deign to answer it.
We are elves, dang it.
I mean, good luck convincing them that.
I mean, you're in security, right? Some sort of law enforcement?
Yes.
Okay. If we're here looking for a missing person and you have to keep an eye on us, wouldn't maybe it make sense for you or your team to help us find said missing person?
If I were working freelance and you wanted to hire me, then yes. But I'm not, and you aren't. Look, we can let you leave, but we're going to need to hold collateral here to make sure that you come back.
Does he mean, and I'm asking out of character, does he mean let us leave the ship, or let the ship leave, let us, like, disappear?
He means he's going to let you off the ship and into L. That's where the restriction is getting off the ship and into the city.
Does the ship not count as collateral?
You guys already said it's not your ship and you're returning it.
Damn it. So close.
Tried.
What kind of collateral?
He scans the room and then points at Deida.
You mean a hostage?
Not a hostage. Collateral.
You can't really call a person collateral.
Yeah, they're a person, not thing. That's a hostage.
Does Deida speak up at all?
Not yet. Look, we need to be sure that you're going to come back, that you aren't here to do anything nefarious. You've told
Darren
us that this
scoffs at
isn't
that.
your ship. I can see that you're all armed, and none of you are elves. There is not a lot I can do if you actually want to leave this vessel and go into the city. If you're not willing to leave collateral here, you can leave the planet. Or at least Severian. You can land elsewhere on Castrovel for all I care.
I'm not gonna do the voice, but Gritz wants the shiny. Gritz wants to get paid. We stay. She stays. We go.
I can stay. Deoda steps forward.
Only if you want to.
It's fine. I'll just stay here and wait for you to get back.
I'll kind of look around the room and see everybody else's reactions.
Well, you'll keep in contact with us if anything happens?
Of course.
And I guess if she's willing to stay.
The elf nods. We aren't planning to hurt her. If you all don't return, we'll release her and the ship to leave.
How long do we have?
How long do you need?
I don't know.
You're going to need to give me a concrete time.
Is a year too long?
Just a bit.
I mean, we can check back in, but we, as we said, unfortunately don't know when we're exactly going to be done. But we can tell you when we can check in.
All right, when do you want to check in? Every 24 hours?
I mean, I guess we're gonna have to come back to sleep. Something tells me we're not gonna find a welcoming room here, so... How does that sound?
It's the most logical thing I've heard out of your mouth all evening. You're right, you won't find anywhere that will take you right now. You're free to go. You come back here to sleep. Feel free to rotate your collateral by the day. I don't care. As long as one of you stays here.
Oh, okay then.
He marks something off on his datapad and turns around and leaves, and the rest of the elves leave with him.
Sure you're good with this data?
It's fine. It's the easiest, fastest way. Get them off our backs.
You're right, it just feels a little weird using somebody as collateral.
It's objectifying.
Well, they're elves. What did we expect?
True.
So, before we leave, how are we actually going to find Remiel?
The fastest way probably would be to go to the hospital, but I doubt they'll let us in.
Do we know of any allies or anybody who we could talk to freely about him?
Perhaps Marina is at the office, I suppose.
Yeah, why don't we just go check his office where we met him the first time?
They might not let us in, but Marina might be a good idea. Could pretend we have an appointment, maybe?
That could work.
They didn't say we couldn't take firearms, did they?
They did not?
That was in character, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not that I remember hearing.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad idea to protect yourselves.
Yeah, heaven forbid a couple of non-elves wander around. Ugh.
Ooh.
If anybody wants to make a culture check, they can do so right now.
I'm great at culture checks.
What would be the context of this? Why would I be doing that?
Based on your comment about being armed.
Aha, okay. Sorry, I was wondering if it's something I would be trying to think more about.
Yeah, so Fisk, you're the only one that remembers that last time you were here, and also based on what you know about Severian and the elves, pretty much everyone is armed. So it's not really a big deal to walk around armed because everyone is already armed.
Yeah, but we're non-elves. That means we're murderers.
Yeah, but just giving you that information. Everyone in L on Severian, all of the elves, they're all armed. It's just sort of at this point, it really is a cultural thing for them to be armed at all times.
Okay.
They're a very paranoid race.
No, sensible. Everybody has a gun. That way there's never a question.
It's like America.
Pew pew.
Listen,
What time of day is it?
a good guy with a gun. That's a good question.
What was the question?
What time of day is it?
It is evening.
Great. I like that.
That's fair.
All right. I think we're planning to disembark and head to his offices to try and talk to Marina.
Cool. Do you guys remember where his offices are or what they're called?
Yeah, it was that huge tower.
What?
It was that huge tower.
I do remember that much. I don't remember what they're called.
There are a lot of huge towers around here. I'm not going to make you roll for this one because you all received letters from the prospective benefactor that had the address in them. So if literally any of you think about that, you would know that you have the address.
Yeah, I look at the address. It's in
Okay.
my address book.
Fisk,
Right.
Fisk suddenly remembers exactly the address perfectly.
Okay. By pulling a letter out of his pocket and reading it?
Nope, he remembers perfectly.
Okay. All right. So you guys exit the ship and exit the hangar.
And we make for the Sasatami Ahidrau offices and entertainment centers.
I think the only thing you said right was offices.
I heard entertainment.
Sesame Ahidrau.
Okay, stop.
No, I'll get it.
Ahadaru offices of entertainment.
Sasatami
Yeah.
Ahidaru offices and entertainment centers.
Sweet 500.
Sweet 500.
That's where we're making.
Oh boy.
For.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right, you exit the spaceship. You exit the hangar. As soon as you exit the hangar, the last time you were on L, you felt the stares of other of elves because you stand out. This time, you feel almost like a palpable hatred in the air.
I'd be disappointed if I didn't.
Oh my god.
I choose to ignore it.
You can now tell there's a definitely a difference between the stares of passing elves who previously just viewed you as, well, that's weird, but I guess it's not too weird because it's L and sometimes outsiders come here. All of that has shifted to outsiders bad. And it's generally the feeling you're getting. And this is, you're still in the spaceport where there are other non-elves.
Wow, a group of racists? Somebody must feel right at home here.
Damn.
I don't know who that could be. All the elves here? Yeah, you're probably right.
All right. So as you exit the spaceport and start heading towards Sasadmi, it's pretty much easy going. There's nothing standing in your way. There's no like gangs on the streets. You just feel the entire way like someone might just stab you in the back for no reason.
Something's off. Nobody's jumped us.
Nobody jumped you guys last time.
Not here.
That's true.
These people are more welcoming.
On the whole walk to the office building, you feel like people are watching you. You feel stares, and you feel
watching me.
You're starting to feel very paranoid.
Well, some of us more than others, maybe.
I'm only slightly paying attention.
You don't even need to roll perception checks for this. Even Grits notices that people are staring at him with like open hatred.
I'm used to that, so it really doesn't bother me.
Doesn't have to bother you, but you definitely notice it. I'm not going to tell you how your characters feel about this. Obviously, that's up to you to decide how they feel. But this is the environment that you are walking through. People are staring at you with unabashed hatred.
They'll get over it.
Fair enough. Okay. It's about a 15-minute walk of hatred to the office building.
It's like the walk of shame, but
Somebody
worse.
ringing a bell and shouting shame at us as we go, or?
No, not yet.
Bring it on. It fuels me.
No.
I thought racism fueled you.
That's what this is.
Oh.
You do pass different kind of bulletin boards, open air bulletin boards that are flashing news clips and information and that sort of thing. And from those, you can see that the police are still looking for any information related to the attempted assassination. You also catch, as you're walking, from bits of conversation, different news stations, and so on, that there seems to be a bit of a divide between the elves on on what happened and why it happened. You know from what you've heard previously that Rajuriel Labadon, the politician, is well known for trying to support basically an open borders policy. He thinks that the elves are slowly killing themselves off in their refusal to integrate with other races. He thinks that the fact that Severian is completely closed off from outsiders except for El is basically killing their culture, and it's letting them die off alone, paranoid, and xenophobic. And he's been very open about his beliefs in pretty much his entire political career. So the divide seems to be that a good portion of elves are falling back on the very old xenophobic culture and assuming, and this is what you guys are experiencing here, they're assuming that this attack has come from an outsider, because of course it did.
Oh, I thought that was based on hard evidence gathered at the scene that specifically demonstrated that it could not have been an elf and had to have been one of another species. You mean to tell you it's racist speculation?
The other small population, probably maybe 10% or less of the outspoken dissenting voice, indicates that people think that it's probably another elf that made the assassination attempt in an attempt to silence one of the only pro-alien voices in their Senate.
I want to find one of those people.
It's going to be hard. They're probably all hiding in their houses for fear of their lives right now.
I go knock on door. No, I don't really.
I
don't really.
We're not Jehovah's Witnessing this.
We're going to the Sesame Entertainment Centers on our bicycles with our white button-down shirts. Okay?
Oh my god. Okay, so the Space Mormons... The Space Mormons make it to the office building.
Could you spare a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior?
Space weed.
I mean, you guys were messiahs.
Yeah,
Reginald
Larpedon.
God damn it.
I'm terrified.
Our Lord and Savior, Sarah and Ray.
There you go.
Praise.
I said please.
Praise Sarah and Ray.
Praise Sarah and Ray. Praise the sun. Mother.
Okay, what are you guys doing? You made it to the building.
We go into the building.
Go inside, yeah.
There are guards outside the building, security guards that were not here last time.
Hello!
Can I help you?
Yeah, we're here to see Mariana.
Marina.
Marina, sorry.
Do you have a last name?
No? Her name was Marina. We met her last time we were here.
Do you have a suite number?
Yeah. Suite 500.
Suite 500 is a rental suite.
Is it still rented?
No, not currently.
Huh.
Well,
I'm going to assume you can't disclose where the renters have gone to, correct?
That would be correct.
And I'll also assume that you probably can't tell us if this individual is in another rental suite here, right?
That's also correct.
Okay then. Fisk wheels around and starts walking away.
All right, anybody else want to do anything? I feel like Grits is just like, where are the shinies?
I'm a little lost. Like, what- I want to get paid.
He's like, what are all of these political things going on? I just want money.
Or
I just need
Pretty
the
much.
shinies.
Do goblins even have a political structure?
Nope. It's very loosely tribal.
he who controls the shinies.
Controls the
He who
world.
controls the shinies in the food.
One and the same for goblins, really.
You know,
That's actually a good point.
The shinies must flow.
Okay.
Maybe we should try the hospital.
All right.
So does that mean you guys turned around? Fisk was like partially being cheeky. He's just like, okay. He just like wheeled around and started strolling off. Did you follow him?
I mean, I would have. We're probably not going to get anywhere in here.
I have a feeling that you're right. Okay, so you follow him and then you say we should try the hospital.
Correct.
Before we go there, and I kind of make a fool of myself again, what do we want to say? I mean, I have a suspicion that maybe we're going to meet some of the same people and get asked some of the same exact questions. Why are we here? Who are we going to see? How long are we going to be here? Etc., etc. Should we kind of get a story straight before we stroll on up?
We could pretend to be injured.
And then get admitted?
It is a hospital.
Grits! Come on over here.
Yeah.
Can you make yourself look injured?
Okay. I'm just gonna like pretend to start dragging my leg around in circles like this.
Is it convincing?
Roll a performance. Oh, actually, I don't think that's a thing you can do. Try.
So while you're doing that, so Terramid, you're thinking that maybe we
Roll bluff, Grits.
we get in there and then kind of like maybe you do your sneaky thing and try and find him?
I could try that.
I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of defense, but I have a feeling talking to people isn't going to get us anywhere. They don't. I mean, obviously they don't seem to want us here. They don't seem to want to help us, and yeah, I guess I'm.
Grits, that is the least convincing fake injury anyone has ever seen.
So I kind of picture Grits like just like limping fakely with his tongue flopping out.
Yes.
How about?
Maybe I should actually break his leg.
Wow.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I said that like
Wait.
sort of jokingly.
Fisk spins around and like kind of chases his tail in a half circle and grabs it. You can imagine that however you want. I'm going to check if my tail is still fucked up from our previous fiery adventures.
Oh yeah, I climbed
Maybe
your tail.
looking visually bruised from the pain inflicted by the goblin hanging from it.
Yeah, it's got bruising.
Does it look broken?
No. Dislocated.
That might not be enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. Urgon, how about you? You got any party tricks?
Well,
I'm gonna make it look like
got
I've
nothing.
like been stabbed a couple times. Like maybe like give myself some superficial wounds.
Okay.
You're just gonna. Okay.
it's cool. He's just gonna stab himself. It's totally fine.
Okay, so Terrawin pretends to stab herself.
Oh no,
and...
I'm like cutting myself so I bleed a little bit.
What?
But
Okay, you're actually.
What are you doing?
I'm making it look like I've been stabbed.
You're doing it by stabbing yourself. What if they won't treat you? I mean, we only have so many medical facilities on a trip. I mean, these people might actually let you bleed out. Why would you do that?
I can heal myself if need be.
We
have a medical facility on.
This makes me really uncomfortable. But I guess you've done it now. Oh, that looks gross.
Is it convincing?
What?
I mean,
Why are
you
we checking
cut
the
yourself,
hospital?
so yes.
I
I don't
rolled
know,
this
Grits. Why are they?
Why are we going to the hospital? I'm a little confused.
Because,
That's where Remule is, right?
yeah. Raxus Larposus is there because he's had an attempt on his life.
I mean, you don't know that. You're guessing.
We're guessing, and we might
I
be
saw
very
on the news that
fucking
he was in the
wrong.
hospital.
What's up?
Pretty sure I saw on the news that he was in the hospital.
3 days ago you did.
Yeah, that's not long enough to heal himself from an assassination attempt, I'm assuming.
Okay.
At the very least, we go there and see if it's like heavily guarded.
Okay. So, how do you plan on finding the hospital?
Is there a map nearby, like just like a city map or something?
Roll perception. You managed to locate a map.
Is there a hospital nearby?
Here.
Or how many hospitals are on said map?
Do you read Elvish?
Nope.
You don't know how many hospitals are on this map.
Is Drow similar to Elvish?
Yeah, I would say it's similar.
Can I make an intelligence check?
Yes.
This is gonna go real well, guys.
You're not really sure how many hospitals are on the map.
Are there any like symbols that kind of look...
There
cross-
is a symbol and a large building that vaguely resemble. You think maybe that could be a healing sign? It's the closest you can get. You're not sure, but it might be a hospital.
Do I have a data pad on me?
Do you own a data pad?
I don't have one in my inventory, but we have data pads on the ship, right?
Did you bring one with you?
I would like to make an observation.
I did
Okay.
not.
We, in a non-spacefaring age where we cannot travel through the drift, and we cannot reach other worlds and walk among other people, can pull devices out of our pockets and look at a map when we're in a foreign land and locate a foreign location.
That's true.
Why is there nothing like this in this amazing future where we can cross the fucking universe?
There are data pads. Did he leave his phone at home is what I'm at, or did she leave her phone at home is what I'm asking. Are you the sort of person that would always have that on you, or are you the sort of person that would forget?
I feel like I would have it on me.
Okay, then you have it on you.
But did you remember to charge it?
Yeah, if she has it on her, I'll say that she's the kind of person who remembers to charge. Actually, in this day and age, I'm gonna assume that they just sort of self-charge by like magic or some shit.
What about a roaming plan? Huh?
Actually, there's in the books there is actually basically an internet that's readily available for anyone on any planet. They're all different based on each planet, but each planet you go to does have that. It's readily accessible, and by law you have to allow access to that to all your citizens and all visitors.
How do you think you deal with interplanetary routing? Are you announcing like a 5 trillion line routing table?
I mean, there are rules that you have to make for getting information from one planet to another
No.
using that.
I'm talking technologically speaking.
It's
I don't
space
know.
magic, Winston.
Space magic. Do we want to get into this?
No, I think Josh is about to kick me off, so no.
Okay, Tarwin, you have a data pad.
I will look up hospitals in my location in common.
Okay. You were right. The building on the map is in fact a hospital.
I'm gonna like map our way there so it tells us where to...
All right, you put the coordinates in on your GPS, and it starts speaking to you in a strange, slightly automated. In 500 feet, make a left.
Ah, good idea, Jarwin.
What?
That was a good idea. How far
Right.
is it?
It's... How far is it?
It's about a 10-minute walk.
It's close by. I might not be bleeding still by the time we get there, but we can move quickly.
Are you going to keep stabbing yourself on the way, or?
I might.
Fair enough.
Take any damage from that
Poke.
self-inflicted?
We'll say it's 1 point of damage.
Well, conveniently,
Stun.
I already have 1 point of damage on my sheet. Is this stun or a fatigue or wounds?
We'll go with fatigue on this.
Have my wounds healed since it's been 3 days?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's walk to the hospital.
All right, you walk to the hospital. You have another 10 minutes of seething hatred from the populace.
Even though I'm like clutching my side bleeding.
Yep. You're a drow. I'm not sure if you fully thought through what would happen, but you
I
are
knew
a
what would
drow.
happen.
Okay,
People don't like me here. I get it.
that's an understatement. You make it to the hospital.
Is it heavily guarded?
No, same number of guards as the last place, so just one on either side of the door.
Right. I'm gonna walk up to one of them and ask them to let me in.
Why?
Can you see I'm wounded?
Make me care about it.
I kind of want to push past him, but I feel like that's a bad idea.
And the other one kind of coughs a little and says, it doesn't look that bad, but we do need to let her in.
This is a hospital.
The first one sneers at you. Yeah, it's a hospital for elves.
It's a hospital. You can't turn away someone who's injured.
Watch me.
I'll look at the other one.
We will. Fisk pulls out his data pad and starts recording a video.
Oh my god.
World Star!
Galaxy Star.
What's my diplomacy?
I mean, what's your intimidation?
I could intimidate him. That is true.
I mean, either one. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go intimidate only because I have more power or more skill to it. All right, I'm gonna roll it first, see how well it goes.
Pretty well. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take that.
Tell me what Ergon does.
All right, guys. Obviously, she's injured. We need to get her ass in there. So if you don't get your fucking ass out of the way, I will kick your ass and let us in ourselves. So what's it gonna be? We gonna be let in, or am I gonna have to kick your ass?
They kind of look at each other and then step away from the door.
Thank you.
45 minutes later, 15 security guards arrive.
I'll kick all their asses too with my damn 27.
You might. Or you might not.
Don't question me, all right?
Okay. We subtly...
Back!
We subtly enter the building.
Very subtly.
I'm always subtle.
Subtle. Alright. I guess we enter the hospital.
Alright, there's a front desk. It's manned by an elf and a gnome.
What?
You guys know, although I assume you've forgotten because you forget everything, that the gnomes are the only race that peacefully coexist with the elves.
By peacefully, you mean they're slaves. Let's talk about this like it is.
They're not slaves.
It's just because they're mini elves.
Hashtag
basically.
Freedom for gnomes.
Okay, there's a gnome and an elf there.
I'm gonna walk in up to the counter and like clutch my side.
Make a good show of it, Darwin.
Yeah, go ahead and make a bluff with that. You are definitely bleeding. The bluff is for you to make it appear worse than what it really is. And tell me what Terowin is doing.
I'm just gonna like walk up to the counter, clutching my side, and excuse me, I require assistance.
Both of them look at you as if you are maybe like a mangy rabid dog.
I mean,
Space
that's normal.
racism. Spacism.
No comment. Sorry, viewers, the silence is us all placing our heads in our hands and groaning.
Appreciate my puns, damn it. Okay. Yeah, even the gnome. Okay. The elf takes out a data pad and starts tapping on it. One moment. And a minute later, two very tall male elf nurses come down the hall.
These are orderlies, aren't they?
I mean...
Don't make me.
Come this way, ma'am.
I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I'm following in kind of that, that
as
I
you
know
were-
what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be here manner.
Okay. As you start going after her, the gnome stops you. Excuse me. We're gonna need to take the patient to a room unless you are
This is my husband.
relation or. Okay. The gnome stares at you and then stares at Fisk and then stares at you and then stares at Fisk and then backs away and says, "Please go ahead, sir."
Fisk harumphs, and then waddles away with. Yeah.
For anyone watching the show who isn't familiar with their characters, we're going to take a quick break here to remind you that Terrawin is a 6 foot something female drow, and Fisk is a 3 foot something rat person. Isoki?
No comment on any of this.
If
3'10".
if Fisk were to try to put his arm around Terrawin, it would be like around her thigh, maybe.
She's 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
If you're
Probably
lucky.
be around her waist.
Yeah, you might be able to put your arm around her waist if you're like reaching up.
Yes.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, Fisk does that. But it's kind of awkwardly like the floating hand thing.
Oh, okay.
So he does it, but he doesn't quite lay his hand on her because he's scared for his life.
Okay.
Hover hands.
Hover hand, that's what it was.
Okay, Ergon and Grits, what are you doing? Are you also trying to follow?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to follow too.
I'm gonna try.
The gnome looks at you two. I assume you both aren't both also her husbands?
No, that's
No.
Gritz's mom.
Oh God, no.
The gnome stares at you and then looks up at
Oh, no.
at Ergon. The how tall are you, Dragonkin?
Me? Like 7.5 feet, I think.
7 foot.
7 foot, yeah.
So yeah, she
Also
she
like
looks,
900 pounds too. So
so she looks down at Grits and then up at Ergon. And you, sir?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just one of the really, really close family friends.
She looks like she wants to protest, but she's kind of taking in your size and the fact that she's a gnome, and she just kind of backs away.
Right.
You are all free to follow Terwin and her husband down the hallway.
The hover hand husband of 3 feet.
Her husband, yep. To be
Guys,
fair,
like a cute
Terwin
couple.
said you were her husband, so I guess you know, it's her lie.
Don't worry,
I-
sweetie, it'll be okay.
Out of character, I want on the record that I'm not the one who asked him to be my husband.
That's true. Tyler, we're gonna have a talk after this.
Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
I just want it on record. All right, back in character.
It's on record. Okay. So
It's in
you
character.
follow her down the hall. The male nurses direct her into. You notice that like you're going down the hallway and there are like all of these rooms that are designated, set aside in like emergency room areas and whatever, and there are elf nurses, doctors kind of bustling around. They take you down this hall and down another hall and down another hall to a part of the hospital that looks like maybe they're going to renovate it sometime soon, but they just haven't had the time or the finances for it yet. It doesn't look super great. You start to notice more gnome nurses here and gnome doctors as opposed to elves.
They're sending me to the dumpy part of the hospital.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. They escort you here, and you notice that there are a few people here that are not elves or gnomes. There are some half elves here.
Well, that's close enough.
It's close. You notice a couple humans. There's no goblins or dragonkin or Asoki here. But there's non-elves that exist.
Is there
in
another
this
drow?
area. No, absolutely not. They take you to a small room that's pretty cramped, especially because there's now a 7-foot dragonkin in that room with you guys. And they leave you there.
Are we the only am I the only patient in here?
Yes. It's like, when you're in the emergency room and they take you to your own little room and they're gonna do your blood pressure and all of that nonsense. Yeah, it's that.
So tiny.
Is that?
I suppose they
Yeah.
wouldn't look into it too much if we snuck away from here.
Should we all leave?
As you are saying this, the door opens and a small gnome comes into the room with a data pad and a blood pressure cuff. But it's a space blood pressure cuff. Just to be clear.
Of course.
And she pulls out from behind the door, she pulls out a stool, like a little folding ladder, and unfolds it and clambers up it so that she can get up to close to the same height as Terowin. Pulls the cuff out, puts it around your arm. She hasn't said anything. She's just going through taking all your, vitals. She points over at a scale in the corner that you can stand on, and as you stand on it, you notice that it just automatically takes weight and other vitals and just transmits it to her. She's not even looking at it. She's just typing away on her data pad.
Okay.
And then she leaves the room.
That was weird. Not one for small talk, huh?
I get the distinct feeling she doesn't like me. Or perhaps that she'd rather not be treating me.
I think you're right. I was thinking maybe we could make small talk with her and see maybe if, I don't know, where she stands on the whole thing with our political friend, maybe get information from her, but I get the feeling that's not going to go so well. The problem is, you were kind of the one I was hoping was going to be able to sneak around the hospital. I mean, it's kind of something you're good at, but you're the patient, so...
I can sneak away.
What if she comes back?
Tell her I went to the bathroom.
You sure that's a good idea? I mean, maybe it'll work, but if you're gone for too long, maybe she'll get suspicious. What if she waits in here for you to get back from the bathroom?
I don't know if she'd want to dedicate that much time to me.
I'm willing to try it, but I think if you want to try that, you should make sure you're not gone too long.
Well, we are probably in a different part of the hospital than where Remiel would.
That's true.
So it might take a while to get there.
After about 15 minutes of waiting, another... Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. There's more I want to do if we have...
Okay.
There's more I want to do. Is there a computer in this room?
Yes, there is.
Hacker Man!
Fisk is gonna go over and tippy-tap on it.
Okay, roll computers.
Well, specifically, I think I'm going to use direct hack. No,
Okay.
sorry, that's not it. Hack directory? Is this the one? Oh, Lord. Hang on, Fantasy Grounds is throwing errors at me.
I see.
No, not distracting hack. I have something that might help.
Okay.
Remote hack. There we go.
Do you have bypass?
I do.
Bypass of... Sorry. Game. Yeah.
That's probably the one.
Yeah, that's what you're going to want to
Okay,
do.
+1 bonus to computer checks. And at 5th level, first level +1. At 5th level, bonus increases by 1. So I am level 6, so I should have a +2 to computer checks.
Okay.
So, computer
Make
check.
your check. Okay. We are going to find out if you succeed and if you find what you're looking for after we bio break.
Fair enough.
We'll be back soon.
No one can see me waving.
Yay, welcome back to Cosmic Chronicles Starfinder. Do you see what I'm doing here now? Like, I just string it all together and we can't be mad at me for saying the wrong thing. Cosmic Chronicles Starfinder.
Uh-huh. It's a
It's
very long
technically
word.
correct.
It's valid. Okay, so you did some computerings and tell me what you are looking for. I'm making some assumptions on what you're looking for, but go ahead and like concrete put it in words for me.
Patient names.
Patient names, okay. Yeah, you can find a list of patient names.
I would like to scroll down to last name L.
Okay. You do that, that happens.
And look for Labadon if I have to walk through this.
Okay. There is no one on the patient list with that last name.
I look for the alias.
There's no one on the patient list with that name.
Okay, so real name and alias not on the patient list.
Correct. These are, for the record, current patients, like the patients that are in the hospital right now.
Look for discharge.
Okay. Make another computer's roll to move to a different portion. Okay. It's super easy for you. The system is pretty simple. You get the feeling that they weren't expecting anyone to try and hack this particular unit, to be quite honest. There's not really any security on it whatsoever.
Okay.
So you can navigate to recent discharges. And as you go through and look, you do see that Rajurio Labadon, the politician, was here about 3 days ago. And he was discharged about 2 days ago.
Is there anything in the paperwork about, like, if somebody was with him? Was he released into somebody's care? Did he walk out? What was his status when he was discharged?
The only notes that you are able to find are that he was unharmed physically. He was in the hospital. That was the first place they took him because they didn't know what was going on. But when they actually examined him, seems like whatever the attack was made with, whether it was a gun or magic or whatever, he escaped unscathed. He was a little shaken up, and they decided to hold him there for security reasons for one night, and then they released him.
Okay. Want to look at his file.
Okay.
Do you need another roll?
What? No. What are you looking for?
Current medications, any scripts he's got.
No scripts. It's got some standard stuff like height, weight, gender, very basic, standard medical, blood pressure, so on and so forth. He's not on any medications. His physical checkup while he was in the hospital says he's in perfect health.
Okay. Contact info, address, numbers.
Redacted.
Cool beans.
Do you want to make another roll?
Is it removed or is it like a hidden field?
It's like you don't have permission to view anything beyond the standard.
That wasn't really.
You get +2 to that as well, though.
Oh, that is the +2, I think. Yeah.
The bonus is really good on that. The roll is not so good.
Yeah.
But because of the rolls you've made previously, because of how good those were, you're already pretty well in here. So it takes you longer than you would like.
Hey, Terran, let me know if you have the doctor coming back.
I'll keep an ear out.
As I'm scrolling through.
Okay. You do manage, after about 5 minutes of poking around, you get some more information revealed to you. It has an address, and that's it. There's no phone number or any kind of contact channel, but there is an address.
Okay. If there's like paper towels maybe for drying hands, I grab one and scribble it down.
You'd use your data pad.
You could use your data pad.
I'm deliberately not.
Okay. You do find some paper towels and a marker on a whiteboard for like checking patients in and out.
Okay. I scribble it down, and then I want to pretty quickly try and like log out. And I want to roll to see if I'm aware of any tracks I may have left to try and cover them.
Okay, make another computer roll. Like I said, it doesn't look like they really have any security on this console. I don't think that they were really expecting anyone to come in to the hospital, to the non-Elvish part of the hospital, and hack into what is essentially like a nurse's log entry computer. So there's no real tracks or anything to cover.
Okay. Just being cautious. I close out the system and crumple up the paper and stuff it in a cheek pouch.
Okay.
And I come back over.
Your cheek pouches stay dry, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all smudged and ruined.
Yeah.
So
That was my worry.
I come back over to everybody else on the other side of the room. I couldn't find a lot, but I did find that he was here. They checked him under his real name. He wasn't actually injured, they just kept him overnight for security, and they released him. He's totally fine. I couldn't find a lot of information, but I was able to find an address. I have a feeling if it's his actual address, probably going to be a little too much security for us to stroll up, but might be something we can start with. Other than that, there wasn't really a lot of information I could get. I wasn't expecting to be able to get into patient records so easily, but I guess they were sitting here.
Well, that's a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest.
With all of that said, he was discharged a couple days ago, so I don't know that there's much else we can get by staying, so I guess let the doctor stick a band-aid on you and give you a lollipop, and we can walk on out of here.
It's a good idea. And if we have his address, I might be able to just climb in the window or something. Although that might look very bad considering there was just an assassination attempt.
Like your thought process.
Well, he is expecting us to get back, so
And
Let's
I'm
throw a
sure
rock
his
at his
guards
window.
are expecting somebody to get back in through his window.
We'll hold a boombox up to his window, his bedroom window.
It's not an awful
Oh
idea.
my God.
I mean, it would get his attention. Okay. So that's it for that. I've got the paper with the address hidden, and we're, I guess, waiting for the doctor to return.
Yes. Which he does after about 15 minutes. So another 10 minutes after your hacking attempts. A gnome doctor comes in, examines Terowin, checks his data pad for some notes, and
It's the same
produces.
doctor?
It was a nurse previously.
Ah, okay.
Produces some essentially medical gel and offers it to Terowin. Rub this on your cuts once every 6 hours. It should heal up in a couple of days. They're not
Great.
particularly deep, or he looks at them. They don't look infected. You should be fine.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
All right. Feel free to see yourselves out. And then he just leaves.
I'll
What
just walk out of the room.
What a charming fellow. You know what they say, not all of us short folk are, mean.
No, some are just disinterested.
You probably would realize that's not a real phrase at all. Fisk just rattled something off. So I guess
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, we just like swing down off the chairs and wander out of the hospital.
Sometimes racism is beneficial.
no formal discharge process. We just walk out.
They don't give a fuck.
I guess that also means there was no formal intake process and no record.
So if we had died in here,
Sometimes racism is beneficial.
Sarah,
I don't know about that.
I want you to realize what the fuck you just said on the open internet.
Obviously, in this instance, it is beneficial for you guys. Spacism.
As you
You know what? I'm
were.
just gonna gloss over that, pretend it didn't happen. We're gonna leave the hospital.
Sounds good.
Yep, good plan.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so you leave the hospital.
Yep. So, where's this address?
Fisk does a quick check over his shoulder for anybody following them. I mean, obviously everybody's staring, but, security officials.
Roll a perception.
I'm gonna take a look around too.
Whoops, first one.
Yeah, definitely first one.
Oh, hush you.
Terwin, you're a little preoccupied by the cuts.
Apparently, they hurt more than they look like they would. I promise.
You stabbed yourself. Of course they hurt.
It really just kind of looks like she's got some paper cuts.
Oh, God. Ow. No wonder she's in pain.
Okay. You don't see anything, Terwin, and Fisk, you also don't see anything.
So Fisk turns back around toward Terwin, shoves a paw in his mouth, and produces a piece of paper and kind of does that thing where you snap it to straighten it.
It's a paper towel. It does not respond well to being snapped.
He does it anyway.
Okay.
This doesn't matter to Fisk. He did it anyway. And then he kind of smooths it out between his paws. And the address that he reads off of this paper that he wrote down to Terwin is...
It's an address. I'm not going to make one up. It's an
God
address.
damn it, I wanted more
Yes.
Sesame Incorporated entertainment houses.
Damn it.
Whatever it is, I'm just gonna punch it into my data pad.
Alright,
You need to move yourself on VC, Tyler.
yeah.
I
So,
didn't realize I was unmuted on VC. I'm sorry. How long has that been a thing?
I have everybody's volume turned down just in case, so the stream doesn't sound abysmal. So,
Okay. It is 12 Rhodesia Way.
that doesn't sound very elvish.
How do you know? You're a rat.
That's racist.
Wow. I see where I stand. A fish just walks into the ocean, right?
We're going ocean.
Going ocean, right?
Okay. You have an address.
Yeah. I read said address to Terwin.
I'll put it into my data pad and map our way there.
Okay. You all start walking there, I assume?
Lego.
How close is it?
It is a 35-minute walk.
Let's get a taxi.
You sure? Because
On
at least
second thought,
if we're walking, we can stop short and maybe not look suspicious. Because if we get in a taxi and kind of hop out in front of the house, if there's security... I mean, I don't know. But
we can stop somewhere close by. Maybe there's a supermarket or something.
what's the datapad say?
It's in a very residential part of town. There's not really any stores or anything near it. You would also notice from the data pad, and if you want to cross-reference with any maps of the city, that this section is essentially a gated community where politicians live, separate from the rest of the populace. You are going to have some trouble getting in there.
Alrighty then.
So
It's a 20-minute walk to the gate.
So maybe we kind of pick a street that leads us by the community. Maybe we can see his place from there. I don't know. I don't really know what my plan was. Maybe we could just kind of scope it out.
I suppose we could wait till after dark.
It's dark. It was
suppose
evening
we
when
could-
you got here.
I suppose we could just try to find a dark spot and jump the gate. I have my goggles off by this point, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. I don't really know what kind of security measures they would have, though.
Well, let's just walk around suspiciously until we find something.
mean, I know you're joking, but I guess they
Are
can't.
you guys walking as you're talking, or
Sure,
are you
yeah.
just standing in
Yeah.
Okay, you walk conspicuously through the streets as you discuss how to break into a gated community.
We're
filled
talking
with elvish
quietly
politicians.
amongst ourselves. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for anything. It's fine.
I don't know if that makes me more or less concerned.
Take it as you will.
I'm always concerned.
After about 15 minutes, I would like everyone to roll perception checks. And I mean, you can just go ahead and roll perception checks right now.
Okay.
I see everything.
Yeah, Grits, you are very perceptive. Ergon, you're also pretty perceptive.
I got the lowest dice roll, and I'm the second highest total roll.
Third highest.
Look with your
you are second
special
highest.
eyes.
Okay. So actually you all notice. You are walking down the streets of El. There's big elvish buildings everywhere. It's very elvish. But you're not really paying a whole lot of attention to where you're going so much as what you're talking about and what you're trying to find out. As you pass a admittedly dark alleyway, your very high perception checks allow you all to notice that there is someone in that alleyway and they are watching you.
I'm
And
not
it's
gonna.
not the same kind of watching that you've been experiencing.
Is it an elf?
You're not sure. They're wearing a hooded cloak.
Do I have any like?
As the figure, do you like look over? Are you guys like pausing or anything to acknowledge that you may have noticed this?
I'm gonna
individual?
think with my thingy rock. You guys notice that figure watching?
If anyone looks over at it for longer than a couple of seconds, it gestures to you to come over.
I'll give it the side eye. Like I'll like look this way. Like
I'll
We all
take
kind of like
that
look at each other.
as yes.
I don't like this. Be careful.
We have a script. I'll just talk. It knows we're here. We do have guns, and there are several of us.
It's seeming to stand there waiting for you.
I'll walk over.
Yeah,
I'm not
there
gonna
you
like
go.
drop my weapons or anything.
No,
Okay.
I will cautiously approach.
Ergon? Did we lose Brian?
Oh,
He appears to be frozen.
He does appear to be frozen.
He's 100% frozen.
Stop being frozen.
Is
There we go.
my back. My
Yeah.
back.
Yes. What is
Okay.
Ergon doing?
I am going to cautiously approach as well,
Okay.
next to the apparent husband.
Okay.
How tall is this figure?
Well, as you get closer, she lowers her hood, and it is Marina.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking.
She gestures to you all to come follow her, and she disappears into the shadows of the alley.
I can still see her, right?
Yes, you can.
I'll follow her.
He's headed towards a door in the wall.
Seems totally safe.
This is legit.
She is who we
I
were
know.
looking for, though, to be totally fair.
I assume that you are all imagining like a standard like brick alleyway in a city with like dumpsters and shit, but because this is L on Severian, this is really just like an alleyway between two glass and wood buildings with like a lot of trees in it, and the doorway is concealed between a few trees because the city is basically a forest with tall glass skyscrapers in it.
I was gonna say they don't have dumpsters here.
They don't have dumpsters here.
What do they do with the trash?
They give it to the gnomes.
Recycle?
They compost it.
What is
God,
this, the future?
Tyler. They're elves. They either use magic to get rid of it or they compost it and use it in their gardens.
Use magic to teleport it to some other race's lands.
Basically.
Yeah, I'll follow her into the door.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. Everybody's
seems like a
following
great
it.
idea. I see nothing that could go wrong here.
Okay.
We'll be perfectly fine.
It will be perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is
at the very
bit
worst.
of a squeeze for Ergon to fit through this small hidden door. And by a bit, I mean it's tough. It takes you a couple minutes to get through that door.
Minutes.
It's like that cat, going through the cat door. It's too small for it.
Grits, give him a push.
Yes, I'm gonna. Yes, I'll like shove him by his. I wouldn't even reach the base of his tail. I guess by his calf. It's like.
So you don't quite make it up to his tail. Are you just pressing right onto his butt?
I don't even. I
No.
wouldn't reach his butt.
He wouldn't. He's kind of just pushing on Ergon's leg.
Keep going, Grits. I think we've almost got him through.
Okay, you guys make it inside.
Damn it.
The door closes behind you, and as you do, you notice it kind of like almost seals itself into the wood of the wall.
Fancy.
Marina turns around and looks at you and says, "You idiots!
Okay, first.
What are you doing here?"
Okay, first, it's really good to see you too. And second, you were ignoring all of our calls. What else were we supposed to do?
I can't access any of that right now. The city is on lockdown.
Yeah, we
We
know
were
that.
concerned. We wanted to make sure Remiel was okay.
He's all right. He's in hiding.
Are you able to? Can you see him?
I know where he is, but I can't take anyone else there. We don't want to raise suspicions or draw any undue attention to him.
But we can get a message to him?
Yes, I can take him a message. What do you want to say?
We've we've done everything we were supposed to do on the burning archipelago with the fire elemental in the plant.
Why don't you ask him what our next move is? And I don't know, maybe he can come up with a way that we can reach him without raising suspicion. This
Grits wants to know when we get paid.
yeah.
Here. She pulls several credit chips out of her pocket and hands them to Fisk. This is payment for the burning archipelago. You need to get back to the ship as quickly as possible. I will ask him where he wants you to go from there. I think he expected the burning archipelago to take longer than it did, and obviously he wasn't expecting an attack on his life. I'll get the message to him that you completed that safely, and you are awaiting instruction for your next move.
Okay, and before she goes, Mariana, if he wants help with something, just let us know what he says.
As much as I think that he should hire someone to go after his would-be assassins and take them out, he is taking the high road and refuses to engage in counter-assassination tactics. She's doing like air quotes as she says this, as if she's quoting Remiel.
Does he know who it was?
Probably, but he won't say if he does.
Well, I'm sure he knows I've been a bounty hunter. I don't always kill my targets.
I'll pass that along as well.
And we don't work exclusively for him. I'll just leave that there.
She nods at you.
We'll sneak back to the ship, but please, if you can get anything from him, just maybe come up with some kind of a system so we don't have to go through this next time. We don't want to bring trouble to him or to you, but we're kind of flying a ship that isn't ours, and there's only so long we can just kind of skirt around without instruction.
I'll pass the message along. Obviously he didn't intend for this to happen. We hadn't exactly planned for assassination attempts.
Hey, we get it. It's okay.
She pauses as if she's like not sure she can finish her sentence. I have suspicions on what might be behind this.
You didn't say who.
No.
Listen, we're not going to do anything unless you or somebody asks us. But if there's something we can do...
I'm hopeful that he will have more information for you than I do about where he's sending you. But I think he's sending you to Avalon next.
Got it. We'll wait at our ship.
All right. Stay safe. And she looks at Tarowin, and you notice, Tarowin, of course, that she has, previously been very cold towards you, and she's not behaving particularly that way right now. She seems to notice I assume you're still bleeding, right?
A little bit. I mean, there would still be blood on my clothes, I guess.
Are you okay? Did
We
someone
needed
rough
a
you
way.
up?
We needed a way to get into the hospital.
You went to the hospital?
That's where Remiel was.
Well, they probably didn't really pay much attention to you, did they?
You could say that.
Do you need anything?
Oh, this is just, it's superficial. Plus, I have this, and I'm going to show her the ointment.
She kind of scoffs that they barely treated you at all.
I wouldn't say they treated me. They gave me that and kicked us out. You are muted.
Get back to the ship. Stay safe. And we'll be contacting you soon.
Okay. One last thing, and I'm sorry, but they were really kind of in a hurry to get us off of Savarian. What should we tell them in terms of where we're staying or how long we'll be here?
Tell them you'll leave in the morning.
Okay. Thanks again.
She nods and walks back over to the door and opens it for you, but doesn't follow you out.
We let Ergon go first.
Ergon, having gotten his way in once, figures out how to get back out much faster. There's a lot of tucking of wings and tails. He makes it through.
I hold my things.
He tucks various appendages, huh? Okay.
He tucks.
Got some tucking going on.
A lot of tucking. Don't think about it too much, Tyler. Don't think about it too much.
You know what? In character, How about we don't all leave this alley at the same time? Might be a little suspicious.
I will be leaving through the alley.
I was talking to the party.
Oh, okay.
I guess did anybody notice us come in?
Were there a lot of people around when we went down?
It's nighttime. There's not really anyone around here.
I guess you can never be too careful, but
That's true.
I'm going to activate my cloaking field and leave the alley.
Okay, I guess I'll meet up with you guys in a couple of blocks.
Just gonna saunter out.
I'm gonna trundle down the alleyway and make a left.
God damn it. You trundle successfully.
Do
I'll
You all I mean, unless there's anything else you want to do,
Okay,
we can
well,
just say you guys make it back to the ship.
Okay, yeah,
I'm going to
that's
the
kind of
ship.
what we were waiting for. Like, do we encounter resistance or that kind of thing?
Nah.
Is anyone going to stop us from trundling?
No one stops you from trundling. You just get a lot of
Oh,
dirty
thank
looks.
goodness.
You are able to trundle successfully back to the ship.
We trundle aboard the Irani.
Dada awaits you.
We trundle up to Deida on the bridge.
All right, I think that's a little too much trundling for me.
Okay. As you make it up to the bridge, a light on the dash lights up on your hollow channel thing where you've been talking to Remiel.
Before
push the
I...
button.
But wait.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Because this would happen before you have a chance. Are any of the guards on the bridge or still aboard?
Nope. They were outside of the hangar. When you come in, they ask when you'll be leaving. You let them know in the morning, and they let you through. They seem just pretty much happy to have you out of their hair.
Okay. Alright, then I would not have...
Their long, beautiful, perfectly coiffed elven hair.
Yeah, that is what they would think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Jarwin, then I will do nothing to stop you.
I push the button.
There is no visual this time. Previously, all of your calls with Remiel have included a little like hollow image of him, which doesn't do much for you because he wears a mask and a big robe, and you basically can't tell anything about him. But there's usually at least that, and this time there is nothing. There's just audio.
Well, at least I can leave my pants off this time.
God damn it.
Wait, Jarwin, what are you... What are you
She's
doing?
like, we're married now. Come to my bed.
This is a little fast for me.
We're gonna consummate it right now. Everybody off the bridge.
Damn.
Weird.
Sarah, you take this in very weird directions sometimes.
I'm just connecting the dots.
There are no dots here.
You got married and then she took her pants off.
I'm a rat. She's a drow. Could I make it any more obvious?
He was a skater boy.
Your
So I'm gonna press the
tail
button.
is opposable, right?
Don't make me start playing that.
I don't... We're not... All of you, no.
Okay. You answer the call, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Hello?
Remiel?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I actually wasn't hurt. Just laying low for a while.
Yeah, I could understand. I would do the same thing if somebody tried to assassinate me. Not that anyone would. I'm not really interesting, but yeah, we're glad you're okay.
I heard you were all successful.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's a lot better than the last time I spoke to you. And you remember that the last time you actually spoke to Remiel, you had just murdered a group of solar divers.
Murdered
And
is a strong word.
Self-defense.
yeah, and you actually hadn't managed to locate the baby yet, or done pretty much anything he'd sent you out there to do except get the helmet by force.
We did it.
Is this
But you
you
did do it.
talking or him talking?
This is me.
Okay, get out of here with that.
Trying to shame us. It's not working.
I'm trying to shame you. You're right. It's useless. You have no shame.
I'm glad you
Okay.
recognize that.
That's wonderful news. Everything went according to plan?
We managed to successfully. Well, the elemental, it was harmed, but not by us, and we managed to return it to its home. It was a baby.
It put me on its back and we swam through the sun. It was amazing and terrifying. And I never want to do it again, but it was really cool. But yeah, we got it home to its mother.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's a great story. I'm sure you'll want to hear about it, but I have a feeling you don't have tons of time.
I don't. But I do have information for you. I believe Marina told you that you'll need to head to Avalon.
She mentioned it, yeah.
All right. what do you know about the Devourer? And I want everybody to make a mysticism check.
Ooh, I like the way you did that.
You know nothing, Urga. Fisk, you know things. Terwin, you know nothing.
We're all untrained. What is
Grits, you know nothing.
what is
What about
Da-
Data?
What about Data?
Let's see.
We're all like mysticism.
What is
Data
this
is the only one who
mysterious
knows
thing?
anything about mysticism.
I really like the way I thought that was a really good transition to making us do a roll. What do you know about blank? Roll.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's the little things.
She knows nothing either.
Mm.
Fisk, you're the only one who has even heard of the Devourer, and you know very little. This is what you know. You know that the Devourer is an evil god of black holes, destruction, and supernovas. And that's it. That's all.
So the opposite of Saren Ray.
Basically the opposite of Sarenrae. And the reason that you know about this is because working in the asteroid belt, the diaspora, you have seen very occasionally, very, very, very occasionally, and when you do see them, you go the other direction. You have seen ships with his mark on them, which is his symbol is a black hole, often tinged with red, with a white streak going through it. And when you see that, you go the other way.
The devour. You mean like that the black hole god thing? I don't
Yes.
I don't really know anything. I've heard one or two words. Somebody pointed out his symbol, and I know to turn tail when I see a ship coming. I don't really know anything, but what about the Devourer?
Well, that's good advice, but I'm going to need you to seek it out on Avalon.
It?
The symbol.
Oh.
The theology channel of striving on Avalon is a town-sized section of the megaplex devoted to Anisite understanding of foreign religions. Anyone that visits Avalon can partake in rites related to any of the represented deities without a fear of societal repercussions. There's a temple to the Devourer there, and it is the only location within the Pact Worlds that is officially sanctioned for the worship of him, the Star Eater. Nowhere else in the Pact Worlds is it legal to worship him, and the only reason it's legal here is on a technicality because the Anisites want to have a thorough understanding of all religions in their attempt to understand organic life form. I'm going to tell you what I know about the Devourer. It's not as much as I would like, but you need some context, especially if you don't know anything about him at all.
Just kind of shake my head.
And he starts to it sounds like he transitions from like talking to you to reciting something from memory. Eons ago, the material plane sprang into existence in an instant, and someday it will end just as abruptly as all creation ceases to exist. Being born in the same instant of creation, the Devourer seeks to hasten this inevitable end and unmake the entire plane, eradicating all matter and energy until nothing remains, even the Devourer. He's the god of destruction, but more than that, he has no real name other than the Devourer. He has no form, he has no being. He's more like a primal force of the universe, mindless, and he has no, from my understanding, no drive necessarily to be evil. He simply is evil in that he exists. He cannot be reasoned with or spoken to. He doesn't respond to the pleas or prayers of his worshippers. He just is. Uh, some of his worshippers postulate that uh, when he devours everything, when he consumes this plane of existence, a new plane will take its place. But I think that's a lie. I don't think anything will exist when the Devourer is finished. There's no real leadership or organization to the church. It's scattered, chaotic cults made up of berserkers and cannibals and depraved reavers. Anyone that's a worshiper of the Devourer is typically a murderer, a cannibal, rapist, every possible stripe of criminal. And all they want is destruction.
Okay. Well, you've given us a lot of good reasons not to want to go seek this out. What are you hoping we'll find?
Well, first, I think one of the many cults belonging to the Devourer is probably responsible for my assassination attempt. He's a god of chaos and everything I've been doing in my attempts to bring peace and openness to Severian it's in direct opposition to what he wants. Paranoia and chaos and fear, he feeds on that. I have also some sources that indicate that might be where the attack came from. Nothing concrete yet, but I'm hoping you'll be able to pick up something. The other thing is we want to disrupt their network. Once you get to Avalon, and I'll send you all the information you need, you're going to seek out another person. I don't want to say too much. I'll send it all on an encrypted file. When you find them, they will have something for you. You're going to take this item to the temple, and you're going to hide it there. It's essentially a magical bug. It's going to get into their systems and disrupt their communication across the packed worlds. It is illegal, as I said, to worship the Devourer. But there are cultists everywhere. Small shrines, hidden churches, hidden everything. Anything related to him, it's going to be secret. This is the only place we know concretely that we can hit and possibly disrupt their communications network. We want to be able to take that down. They've been, from what my sources tell me, more active. They've been growing in numbers, bringing in recruits, and they've started communicating with each other. They've never done that before. The isolated cults have always been just that, isolated. They've never worked together for any purpose. The fact that they are now is terrifying. Whatever they are planning, whatever they are trying to bring about, the end goal is always going to be to bring the attention of the Devourer onto themselves and hasten the end of the universe.
That's kind of terrifying.
A little bit.
Yes, it's I know this is kind of going to be a dumb question, but is this going to be particularly risky for us?
Yes, it is. I'm hoping that this is a small enough and insignificant enough task that they won't notice it. The Anacytes welcome visitors, especially to striving and especially to the sorry, to the theology channel. It's meant to be a place for other Anassites, but really anyone to educate themselves on religion. Think of it as, instead of being multiple temples and churches for worshippers, it's for archaeologists and scholars to learn more about these gods and their worshippers, as opposed to actually participating in worship. Some people obviously do go there to worship. Anyone on Avalon who is religious can usually be found in the theology channel. It's one of the only places where there even is a church on Avalon. But it's primarily scholarly. You should theoretically be able to pose as scholars, get in, research, plant the device, and get out without raising too much suspicion.
Got it. I kind of thought we were going to have to pose as, murderers and rapists.
Oh God, no.
That's good. I don't know if I really could have kept that act up.
You can't deceive the followers of the Devourer in attempting to pretend to be one of them. They're almost all insane. In fact, I've never met one who wasn't. Followers of the Devourer have nothing left to lose. They've gone mad with grief, and they've turned to the destruction of the universe as the answer to their prayers. You can't really talk to them or reason with them. And I don't think you could pretend to be one.
That's dark. Okay.
So, where will we be picking up this bug?
I'll send everything to you in an encrypted file. I don't want to give away too much, just in case. I think this channel is fairly secure, but I don't want to risk it. Everything I've just told you is common knowledge if you care to do research on the Devourer. Not that anyone would. But if you did want to look up the Devourer, you could find this information. It's not exactly like they try to hide it.
Got it. And one more thing before you go. How should we get in touch with you in the future? I think we put ourselves and probably you at a little more risk than we needed to when we came here.
Yes, and I do apologize for that. I didn't prepare well enough. This channel is secure, private, and portable. I will have it on me at all times.
Okay. And if for some reason you don't answer, is there somewhere we should wait or rendezvous? Or...
If for some reason I don't answer, he pauses. Cabaret. Cabaret is the spaceport. You've been there. You met Marina there to pick up the plant and your gear.
Okay.
Go there and wait. If you don't hear from me in the time that it takes you to get here, once you're at Cabaret, give it a week. If you still don't hear from me, get out. Leave the planet and disappear for a while.
Okay. I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it doesn't either. In fact, I hope by the next time you contact me, this will have blown over. I will have a little more information on who's looking for me, and it will be more safe for us to communicate with each other.
Understand. If you need something else or a different mission, just send us some information.
I will. The channel cuts out.
Well, that's pretty dark.
Yes.
I mean, I assume we'll be well compensated. We have been so far, but wow, that's the darker side of the universe.
Well, hopefully. I mean, we just need to plant a bug right now, right?
get a little information, I guess.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I should hope not anyway.
No, surely not. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Do you guys want to do any more research on, say, the Cult of the Devourer?
Is that something that we could do either from orbit or en route to Abalon?
Yes.
Okay, then Fisk probably would think that best, since we told them we would leave in the morning.
Okay. If you don't have anything else you want to do right now, then you can rest and take off in the morning without incident.
Sounds like a plan.
I think we will do the thing, unless Deida has anything to add.
I'm not going to try to roleplay her.
I mean, did Fisk want to divvy up the funds? Because Grits wants his money.
I don't know if Fisk remembers that he was given those credits.
Well,
Oh, Grits, whatever.
was it a single cred stick, or was it...
It was 1 cred stick for each of you.
Okay. I'm gonna plug it into the cred stick reader on the flight deck, because we know that's there.
Well, so there are 5 cred sticks, right?
Yes.
I know, I'm plugging one in. I want to see what's on it.
It's got 1,000 credits on it.
Okay, I pop it out, and then hand one out to everybody.
Okay.
Cool.
Cheapskate.
1,000 credits is a lot.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
that
being
almost
very
that
well compensated.
that almost doubles my entire net worth.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it doubled mine.
And yet you still said cheapskate.
I mean, Grits may feel that way though.
It's true. He probably does.
Grits may be like, "You know, buy Grits' own ship, cheap bastard,"
I rode a fire elemental for 1,000 credits.
and hung on to my goddamn tail. I should get hazard pay.
God damn it. Alright. Night goes uneventfully. You take off without incident in the morning. The tone of voice of the elves over the communications, like guiding you out, sending you on your way, very much sounds like someone who's happy to have you.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked even.
Shocked, even.
All right, if you guys do want to look for any further information, I would like some, let's see, who would be looking for more information if you guys are looking for more information?
I would be, just to kind of familiarize myself with what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Or, like familiarize myself with this cult so I can act like a researcher.
Okay. Grits, Ergon, Fisk.
Grits would be pretty indifferent.
Fisk
I figured.
is gonna fly, but I assume Terrawin's up on the bridge, so
Yeah.
Fisk might be nosy and ask questions.
Well, go ahead, Fisk, and make your D6 plus 1 roll to see how long it's going to take you to get to Avalon. It's going to take you 7 days to get
See,
to Avalon.
I'm pretty sure that you should roll a piloting check to reduce that, but
Okay. What do you roll? What's your piloting?
It's a I don't know. Let's find out. It's a crap, is what it is.
Team's not bad.
Yeah, but the roll itself is pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's not the roll that matters, right? It's the total.
Can I grant Fisk my extra roll that I won at the beginning of the game?
Sure.
To fly between planets?
You have 20 minutes left.
Yeah, and do you really want to take 7 days?
Not really.
Okay.
I meant for his.
For the D6.
The D6. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, 2 days. I'm not finding anything in the space travel section. Is that maybe under your skills?
I don't know. I can look. It's in the book. I just don't remember where. Might be with drift engines or something like that.
Okay, piloting.
Maybe not.
Doesn't say anything very specific.
I guess it probably
It
doesn't.
says your DC is lower if it's frequently visited or seldom visited or unfamiliar. There's different DC.
I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world because we're not like racing the clock to get there.
Right. And this is just for like plotting a course.
Yeah. We'll roll with it.
Yeah, it tells you it takes longer to reach there if you are erroneous. So if you fail your check by 10 or more, you aren't aware that your calculations are erroneous and it takes longer than normal for you to reach your destination. Usually 1d6 additional days for drift travel.
Got it.
Or when you arrive at your destination, your starship's engines might gain a glitch. But it doesn't actually say anything about taking days off for a successful check. We'll look into it some more, though.
Okay.
Okay, 2 days, though, and you'll be on Avalon. Or I think 3 days, actually.
And then
Because it's D6 plus 4.
Terwin's going to do some research en route.
Yeah, if you, Terwin, would like to, we'll just do there's not really an investigate check. We will call it a intelligence check.
Okay.
And Fisk, if you want to boost that with a computers check, you could do that.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing you got boosted.
I can make computers check too.
Yes,
I know
but
he's computer.
you typically aren't allowed to help yourself. The bonus comes from another person assisting you.
Well, I appreciate the bonus.
Okay.
Got you, fam.
So
Even just a casual understanding is fine.
here is what you find out. The Cult of the Devourer, Scions of the Unmaking. Deep space provides cover for many criminals and outcasts, from mercenary pirates to demon binders and mutants driven insane by unshielded reactors. Yet the worst of these is likely the single-minded horror of the Cult of the Devourer. Civilized worlds often wonder why Devourer cultists bother worshipping a god of destruction when it offers them nothing in return. What they fail to grasp is that nothing is exactly what such cultists desire. The Devourer's destruction promises not just an end, but a complete unmaking of all that is. It could consume not just the future, but the past, not just the material plane, but all existence. By advancing its cause, the grief-stricken can literally undo past tragedies, making it so their losses never happened. By removing the afterlife, the guilty can avoid judgment. While priests of different sects debate whether this existence would be replaced by a new one more to the Devourer's liking, their underlying premise is that the current existence has rotted and it must be erased completely. While the public thinks of Devourer cultists as sadistic cannibals, berserkers in gore-studded armor that raid ships for the joy of slaughter, this is only one facet of the faith. Such
Bravers.
shock troops are called wall breakers barbarians, driven by sacred drugs to slaughter and defile, not for their own pleasure, but to break the spirits of civilizations. Completing these are the hidden ones, pious sociopaths who move undetected among other societies, gathering information, recruiting, and planting the seeds of entropy. Priests and leaders can be from either choir, as the two traditions are known, and different congregations place different emphasis on these two tactics. Above all of these, however, are the rare atrocytes, individuals who've broken free from the cycle of souls in order to mastermind destruction on a scale grand enough to attract the attention of the devourer. While individual cults may be fractious, battling each other as well as victims in their scarred and twisted warships, all immediately bow to the will of an atrocyte, in whose empty eye sockets and storm cloud halo they might find their final victory.
Damn.
Poetic.
Alrighty, that's what you find out.
That's pretty hardcore.
They are like Reavers. They have a little bit more intelligence, I think, than Reavers. And
Yeah.
obviously the sociopaths are not super Reaver-like.
When we got to the gore-studded armor part, I was like, oh, okay.
The picture in the book looks kind of like a Reaver, to be honest.
Yep.
Mhm.
Those
Well,
are skulls.
And his brain is showing?
That's correct.
Oh, that's not his brain.
I mean, you don't know that.
I think
It's
that's
someone's brain.
There's brain matter.
Have we received yet?
You are gonna receive your file when this game is over, and I can type it up and send it to you.
Oh, okay, that's what I was about to ask about. That's fair.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna actually successfully get to that file tonight, so
We're pretty resourceful.
We try
yeah.
to be.
And sometimes you kill entire groups of solar divers. I mean,
Yeah, but we didn't have any of those to kill this time.
They came at
That's
us,
true.
bro.
Also,
self-defense.
we're not Sanguine Isles. We don't take 90 minutes to decide stuff.
Shocking.
I can't say that wasn't partially my fault.
Yeah, it was.
It's fine.
Okay. So I guess that information is imparted to Fisk and Terowin in their research. Do you guys want to discuss this with your compatriots, or just gonna remain tight-lipped about the whole thing?
Depends on if they show up. To talk to us or eat meals with us.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days, we're probably going to come to the bridge.
Yeah, we'll chat about it over some nice soup.
Who's cooking?
Soup and slaughter.
Not this
Soup
guy.
and slaughter. It's the new chat show, the new talk show everybody's talking about.
Actually, Terowin and Fisk, go ahead and roll Constitution checks for me.
What?
Well, in your research for, trying to find out about the cult of the Devourer, some of the news articles that pulled up had unpleasant photographs and imagery described in them about spaceships that had been hit by cult of the Devourer. It's a little upsetting.
I've seen some shit.
You have, and even for you, it's upsetting. You don't throw up though. You both passed your Constitution check.
This time.
This time, there's no throwing up.
Good. I'm happy.
But you feel a bit queasy. It's a lot for you, Terowin. I mean, you've been a bounty hunter for a long time. You've seen a lot of shit. And you've never seen anything like this.
It's pretty spooky. I'm having a disturb.
You're having a disturb.
Apparently.
Well, if you guys don't have anything that you want to discuss, we will probably just wrap it up there because that's a good stopping point before you make it to Avalon. I'll type up everything you need and send it to you, and we can pick up next session with you guys arriving at Avalon.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
am fine with that.
I think the next thing we're just waiting on is the file to discuss our plan of action and be prepared as we always are.
Be
Right.
prepared.
And cut. Stream's off. Good night.
Okay, good night, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good night.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to
Bye,
check out
everybody.
Sanguinality or
Oh, yeah, Sanguinales tomorrow.
Taldori
Right.
tomorrow.
Taldori tomorrow.
At 6:30 Eastern time.
Yeah, and then Big Damn Heroes on Sunday.
I'm still waving. Goodbye.
Is it? I thought that
Yep,
was the
it is.
following. That's the 11th. Is that this Sunday?
Yes, it's this Sunday.
Well, I can't count. Anyhow, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.